Hello, lovely. Welcome to episode 3. So glad to have you. You are listening to the Radiant Resilience Unplugged podcast. I'm your host, Claire Burt, and I'm the mindset and well-being mentor coach for women in their 40s, helping bring balance to chaos in so many facets of our lives. So thanks for joining us. How are you guys going? How have you loved the podcast and the absolute pivot of the last 2 episodes? I hope you guys have had an absolute ball listening to it. I've really enjoyed seeing all the little comments and emails and posts and lovely feedback coming through. So I'm really glad that this is being embraced. And I'm really glad that we are able to help voice and glue this community of strong generational women in this podcast. So thanks again for joining us. Last week we spoke about dealing with change and how did you go with that? What did we learn from dealing with change? How perhaps have you noticed how resistant you are to change? And where do you see that resistance? Is it at people? Is it places? Is it conversations? Perhaps you're in the energetics field and you just get a vibe and it is all off. I would love to know. So thanks again for joining us. I'm so pumped to see you. Last week in the episode, I touched a little bit on the home base project. And if you jump onto my website, you will see a free resource that is completely inside my membership only community, The Radiant Woman. And it's about setting up the home base project and what that actually looks like. It is an overview. We do go into so much detail and handheld step-by-step process inside the Radiant Woman. So if you want to delve into that, please head across to claireburt.com.au and follow the links through to the Radiant Woman. You will see a great membership that you are going to love every part of. But I digress. Coming back to today's episode. Today, we are actually going to delve further into the home base project and we are going to talk about setting it up and the 3 key points you need to set up your home base. If you're a visual learner, you're going to love it. If you are not so much a visual learner, then head over to the website and follow the link. There will be in the podcast description, there is a link to follow so you can see what I'm talking about as well. So today we are setting up our home base and we are unleashing our radiant identity. We are unleashing the game plan for the world to see. Now, as a mindset coach and a holistic wellbeing mentor for women, I like to take in lots of different aspects to build up to what is ultimately what I believe women in our 40s need. I have gone through so many different facets and changes over the last 2 years, and I think it's really imperative to share that because I have been struggling with identity myself. Who am I? What am I? Am I a lifestyle coach? Am I a mindset coach? Am I a confidence coach? Am I even a coach? I'm barely a mother. I'm barely a woman some days, and I do not have my shit together. So how the thoughts that go through my head is how can I mentor people when I don't have all my stuff together? So I share this openly on this podcast. It is unplugged for a reason, and I hope that you get the gist and feel comforted to know that you're not alone, you're not broken, and it is just definitely hard at the moment. So how do you unleash your radiant resilience and identity game plan for the world to see? It takes lots of different aspects. It takes a bucket load of courage, and it takes a lot of your will of wanting and desire and deeply wanting change. Okay, change because you just don't fit into this narrative. Change because you don't fit into where you are in your life. You want more. You feel ready to do something different. You're ready to break away from what expectation was placed on you. You're ready to break away and try and step into what you actually want to do rather than doing what everyone else wants you to do and you feel judgment for it. So there's 4 questions I want to ask you, and I want you to, if you can and able, close your eyes. If you're driving, please don't. If you're walking, please don't. Perhaps just listen in and focus for a quick sec. I want to ask you, in your deepest desires, in your true identity, where you are free, where you are worry-free, carefree, living your absolute best life as a rock star, as a woman, as a career woman, as a mother, as a wife, who are you? What do you look like? What do you smell like? Who are you hanging around with? What's your environment? What are you driving? What are you eating? What are you wearing? What is your face saying? I want you to delve into that. I want you to put her together. I want you to dress up a Barbie doll as who you want to be in your ideal life. Everything, every minute detail. Imagine bringing this Barbie to life and this is who you're going to step into. We are going to want to ask you, what do you truly desire? What are you packing in the Barbie suitcase? So after you've dressed yourself and you've dressed her and you've named your doll, okay, you're packing into her bag that goes everywhere with her. What do you desire? What do you really want? Pop it all in. It could be travel, could be financial freedom, life freedom, love, deep connection, soul connection, could be anything. And then I want you to take a step back and I want you to look at your doll that looks exactly like you with all of the desires and all the things that you want in your life. And I want you to look at the doll and I want you to look at her and I want you to ask, what does this mean for you to step into her? For you to magically jump in Mary Poppins style into a chalk drawing, into the Barbie, what does it look like and what does it mean for you? And then ultimately, what changes happen because you've made these changes? You've stepped into your desires. What does it look like in your end game? Now, this is a very, very top level brief, scrape the top of the surface meditation I go through inside many of the meditations that I record inside the Radiant Woman. And it's the reason is that once we start to develop and calm our senses and calm our nervous system and get on hormones just to calm their farms, we sit inside in the Radiant Woman and we sit inside a meditation and we visualize. And we very much, like Mary Poppins did in the chalk drawings in the movie that we all grew up with, we step into scenarios and we step out of scenarios and we step into painful scenarios, we step into good scenarios. And the reason we do this is so that we can get baseline feelings and we start to learn what we don't want anymore and what we do actually want. So if this is interesting to you, I want you to head over to claireburt.com, follow the links to the Radiant Woman and join, because this is a level of meditations that you get. It's not just meditations. I'm talking deeply advanced meditations bordering on hypnosis so that you stop giving a damn about what everyone else wants you to be and starts looking at what you want to be. So there are 4 questions. I want you to hit pause and go back and listen to them again and again and again. Write down the timestamps if you need and come back to it whenever you need. This is the baseline that we set when we start writing out our home base project, okay, and our plan. Because if you don't know what you want, you are never going to get a plan in place. And I know exactly how hard it is because I sit with clients exactly like you. I sit with women in their 40s who have had an absolute gutful of everyone being at them the whole time. The kids nag, everyone wants something of them, but no one asks them what they want. So they never delve into that question, and they, in fact, in turn, don't know what you want. So when I say to you, do you know what do you want in life? You won't be able to answer that question, guaranteed 98% of the time. You will be able to, however, tell me what you don't want. But I don't want you to answer that. I want you to tell me what you actually want. So go back, pause, watch the story, listen to the questions and listen. So very similarly to a baseball field or a softball field, there are 4 bases. We are not talking about high school bases, girls. We are talking about grown-up bases, whichever way your mind may have wandered down. So there are 4 bases. We cover well-being, mindset, relationships, and then unleashing you in your radiant glory as your last. So inside the Radiant Woman, we have a whole module that breaks all of this down. It is a step-by-step guide with visual aids and its own workbook journal so that you can write, print, do whatever you like with it. First base is well-being, and it is the holistic approach. So mental, physical, spiritual changes that you want to make to be the ultimate version of you. Okay. We don't know how to change, but we just feel like something has to change, and this will step you through how to do that. Okay, what do we want to feel? What do we want to see? Who do we want to become? What do we want our kids to model on? Okay, what changes do we want to see in our physical health? Do you want to change the inflammation in your body? Do you want to start balancing your hormones? Do you want to stop feeling like you're on a roller coaster every day? Do you want to actually get answers? Do you want to make sustained change? Because if you do, then you need to get your well-being under control first and foremost. Okay, the holistic approach to well-being is so, so, so important. You won't be able to write the plan, draw the picture, dress your Barbie doll unless you know the feelings and what you want to let go of. And inside the Radiant Woman, we talk about the releasing. We have cellular repair releasing strategies that we help with. There are recoding strategies that we walk through that you have access to on demand 24/7 if you need it. And this is what we talk about when we talk about well-being, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health, if that is what you're after. So once you've gotten all those down and you know what you've released, or you know what you don't want, and you know what you want, and you've got a plan of the woman that you kind of want to feel into every day, you jump off the first base and you head into second, and it is all about mindset. It's all about changing the thought process and rewriting your story. This is the growth bit in a good way, because you're going to have to let all your shit go. You're going to have to step into some trauma, some triggers, some bad experiences, and actually let it all go. You're going to have to dive deep inside, pull it all out, look at it, analyze it, thank it, and let it go. And we do that with meditations. We do that with journaling. We do that with recoding. We do that with switch patterns too. So all the NLP processes and practices and modalities are brought to life in the mindset group. And this is the step that's important. So you've identified what you want, who your well-being is, why it's important, and visualize, started putting your vision board together of what you want. You've then got to come across and go, okay, recode all of those thoughts that are going to say you can't. You're not good enough. You're not tall enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not young enough. Okay. People like us don't do that. That's what's got to get tackled in the mindset. Because if you don't get to the bottom of what's holding you back in your mindset and your doubts and your thoughts, you're never going to have improved relationships. You're never going to have improved friendships. You're going to see the same pattern repeat continuously for the rest of your life, because you haven't changed the common factor, which is you. So once you've got your mindset down pat, and we've stripped it all apart, and we've gone through the lengthy process, whether it's 12 months, 12 weeks, 12 days, however long it takes for you to get to the bottom of every single moment that you no longer serve you, when we get to the bottom of all those mindsets and you're ready to grow, we then take a look at, how do I show up in relationships? Now, relationships is the broad topic because it covers romantic relationships, friendships, your parenting style, your working relationships, your attitudes, your desires, your wants. How are you showing up with people around you, and how are they perceiving you? Do they take you seriously? And are you allowing all their negativity, all their crap, all their triggers, all their stories, all their crap to trigger you and to hold you back? Or are you willing to say, that's your issue to deal with, not mine? That's a you problem you need to work on. And then you tell them you get on board with the Radiant Woman, and they begin their home-based project too. So then once you've covered all of those, you've got your well-being down pat, you know where your triggers are, you started to change your relationships, you step into what you are knowing or want to be known for, your radiant glory. And this is where you unleash that identity of who you are. Now, for some, it may be a slight change. For some, it may be a little attitude adjustment. Others, it could be a completely different person. You're literally doing a Superman style where you're walking into the telephone boxes as one version, and you're walking out being this completely brand new person that is magnetic, that is beautiful, that is loving, that is calm, that is present. Yes, that is you. Yes, it is possible. Yes, it can be done. You just need to bite the bullet and just join, download the home base, and then take a look. Do the surface level stuff, have a listen to some podcast episodes I've got, and then go, yeah, I need this. This could rapidly change my life, and I could become a completely brand new person in 90 days. What would that look like for you to completely transform your life, to have your own, very own superwoman moment? Step into you, who you are now, filled with regrets, resentments, anger, frustration, imbalances, stress, complete lack of focus, fogginess, stuckness. As a woman, you have no idea who you are. You step into, you grab all your suitcases and all your baggage, and you step into the phone box as Superman. And in 90 days, you walk out, and you are just, look behind you, and the shell of the woman you were was there. And she stays there because you got your mindset, you got your well-being, and you know your relationships. So you step forward now into the rest of your life, equipped with having the knowledge, the processes, and the safety to be the woman that you really want to be, because you don't allow the thoughts and opinions of others to impact you. They just wash off you. That is the power you have to change your life in 90 days. That is the power of the radiant woman. That is the power of setting up your home base. That is what is available. And every woman needs to have the home base project in their arsenal, in their toolkit. Every woman needs to pass this plan, this legacy onto their family, so that every family has this in their blueprint. Next to coat of arms, if that's something that you want to do, this needs to be taught. Okay, because this is what's going to build emotionally resilient and emotionally intelligent children. This is what's going to make men talk openly, vulnerably with their families. This is going to break generational traditional roles and break open everything that we as women in our 40s have ever known. So to download your copy, head to the podcast description and find that link, download it, have a look at it, visualize it, re-listen to this episode, pause it, come back, and then decide that this is an opportunity too good to miss, because there are too many people counting on me to get this right. I have previous generations begging me spiritually, saying, come on, Claire, do it, do it, do it. Yes, you're the one we've been waiting for. And you've got future generations that are begging you to get this right. So if you want to get it right, you need to join the Radiant Woman, because we're going to unpack it all. And this is the blueprint, the home-based project. It's going to be the overarching limitations of what you've placed on yourself are going to be blown apart in 90 days. And then you're just going to stick around in the membership, because you always want upgrades, right? You always want to keep going and feeling good. So this is how we unleash our radiant, resilient, intelligence identity to the world. We cross off 4 bases, and then you're home free. So if this is what you want to look at, make sure, what do you have to do? First things first, you're going to go to the description of this podcast, download the home-based plan. Then you're going to come back to this episode, remember episode 3, and you're going to listen, and you're going to pause it, and you're going to make notes. And then you're going to tag me, and you're going to email me and let me know how you go, because I want to hear. I want to hear how it's changing your perception of what you is to be a woman today in 2023, 2024. That's the power that we have to change, and that is the power you have by doing the home-based project and setting it up and joining the Radiant Woman. This is what you get to give back. Now, okay, don't forget, download it, fill it out, tag me, and let me know. Because this is epic. 90 days is earth-shattering. We're going to change so many women's lives right now in just 90 days. And it starts with you. So jump on board, check out the links, let me know, message me, email me. You know how the drill, you know to find me, and make sure that you are across everything. Setting up your home plan, base plan, is going to be the game changer for you and your family. And I cannot wait to share the epic results coming from all of the people that are going to listen, and all of you that are listening and getting this work done. So until next episode, stay radiant, my loves, and I look forward to hearing from you in this week. Bye.